Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to an incredibly special show today on the SA Otto Spotlight. I have the privilege and honour of being joined by these gentlemen today. None other than the legendary Hog Hoggidy Hogs. Gents, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Nick. Thank you.
Thanks for having me here. Guys, listen, before we start the show, I have a toast to make on behalf of South African music everywhere. 20 years in the industry and going strong. Here's to you boys, guys.
Cheers. Cheers.
Hey, what a way to get a show started. What a way. Let me go.
Mine's
Sean,
a bit fizzy.
Yeah. That's what we call the Jager Blanc.
Jager Blanc.
It's a new thing.
Yeah. Smart.
Listen, I just want to, it's 1995, Amos, George. That's not really 1995 now. We're not going to time. I mean, I didn't take it.
That's amazing.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's Amos and Sean C. Sorry,
George.
The three of you guys get together. You start a band. Did you guys have any idea that you were starting something that 20 years later would be going so strong with kind of such passionate support and such passionate fans? Did you even think about it?
I think the name says it all. I don't think we were that serious about it. I think the way things turned out, I think it's just amazing, really.
Did I listen?
But I mean, it was always, we never set out to do anything special. We just happened to be.
I think the magic just happened by itself, you know. There was no plan at all, really. Kind of just like, let's write some song and see where this goes. Because we had all our bands had broken up at that stage. My band broken up and their band broken up. We decided, let's get together and see where this goes, you know. And then, in fact, that was obviously like a big jump up, like the ladder and carried on going, you know. So it was pretty awesome.
Fast forward 20 years, incredibly special nights in your guys' journey. I probably can only imagine what are you guys feeling tonight, emotionally wise? I mean, you must have a lot of kind of conflicting emotions.
Yeah, it's pretty mixed, you know. It's like I mean, we've got George here, larger than in charge.
Larger than life as he always was.
You know, but we don't actually have him here, you know. So it's I mean, the last time we were here as a band, we played the last show, which was our big. We were like, the Hogs are back, hashtag Hogs are back, and you know, so it's bittersweet, you know. So so that's why we're here, is to, you know, celebrate George's life, celebrate, you know, our music, the journey that we've taken together, and, you know, give the fans a chance to also kind of find some, I don't know, not closure, but just to be part of the experience of like writing that final page in that chapter that we've, you know, in this book that we've been writing together, you know. So we're going to put George somewhere prominent tonight, and just make some music, you know. And we couldn't get. We had to get, like, how many vocalists do we have filling in for him tonight? 10. About 10? Yeah. And it still might not suffice. No.
You needed 10. Yeah. No, I mean, I think there was, like, leading up to the gig, there's been a lot of, like, apprehension about playing with Otto. Just, it's, like, kind of scary. But then, you know, the rehearsals that we had with everybody, there's been so much, like, support and love and just good vibes. I think this is a really good thing to do. I think it's going to be
good vibes all around.
It's going to be awesome. I mean, I don't think I've ever felt like this before a gig. It's like a mix of like butterflies and nerves, sadness, happiness. Like, it's just such a weird thing. But we're going to play our hearts out for him tonight, and he'll be here with us. You know, like.
And some of those lyrics, when they hit, you know, they hit pretty hard, you know. In like rehearsals, we were playing a song, and you're playing and you're having a great time, and you're like, this is sounding cool. Suddenly you hear a lyric, and it's just like a punch to the gut, you know, because you know exactly who wrote it, and he's not there to sing it with you, and it's like it's
heavy.
It's heavy. It's hard, man. It's hard. So, you know. Yeah, it's gonna be a whole mixture of feelings tonight.
Yeah,
whole mixture. Yeah.
You touched on a couple things there about the preparation for the show. How was it getting back into the rehearsal room, kind of without George there?
I mean, the guys had one rehearsal before we joined, but I guess it was just like there was just this flooding of like support and love from everyone.
Yeah.
You know? which really made it like, actually that rehearsal on Tuesday was like the best rehearsal I've ever been. It's like really, everyone was just there.
Just all around, yeah.
So I think without that it would have been quite a shitty experience. But you know, the celebration had started then on Tuesday with the rehearsal. Like everyone just like.
And also, you know, it's like a different experience for like the guest artists who are singing with us tonight. It's a very different experience for them than it is for us. And I think their experience really helped us kind of cope with the whole thing. You know, because if it was just kind of playing the music, but there was like such ampage, you know, from the other singers, you know, like such stoke, you know, like they were just like so stoked to be there, you know, that they really, I think they just gave us so much support, you know, just to be able to do what we do, you know.
You the word support has come up a lot already while we've been talking. Talk to us about your fans and the friends and the families, obviously over the last couple months, and what that's meant to you guys as a band.
Well, I mean, obviously, you know, just after it all happened, the support was like unbelievable. It was like
social media was just George.
We were really like blown away. We didn't actually know what to do with it. You know, like it was like crazy. But yeah, it's just been. Look, we've all been. There's been a scene. There's been a whole bunch of bands, musicians, and fans that have been. We've all been together for like, you know, over the last 20 years. You know, there's some people that have been with us since the first gig. You know. So there's a lot of history there, and yeah, I guess it's just been totally overwhelming. Like we didn't realize like the impact that we've had on people, and this has just been a catalyst for people that have just come out. And
people have come out and said some really cool things. You know, like we had a memorial, and you know, people just come up to you and just say like, just want to thank you for being an inspiration, you know, thank you for flying the flag like you guys have flown it over the years, and then just like meeting, like for example, like I mean, I joined the band 5 years down the road. Like I didn't meet two of the members, the previous drummers, you know, so like I met them at the memorial, and just, you know, we had this experience where we were sharing stories, and just to hear the same kind of stories, but just from like back then, was an incredible experience, you know, and just to like connect over those shared experiences, even though they weren't exactly shared, they were shared with an individual, you know, there's a mutual individual involved. So there was just this kind of togetherness that came out of this whole thing, you know, and
that was a beautiful thing, you know.
It was really beautiful, you know. In
an industry, and let's say where bands come and go so quickly. One day they're here, one day they're not, and it's very rare that bands kind of stand the test of time. Not like there's been any secret to the success, but have you guys managed to pinpoint any reasons for your longevity?
Probably George, eh?
George and a band that gays together stays together.
That almost deserves another shot, but we're not going to be greedy.
You know what? I think like in all honesty, like the thing that kept us together was the fact that George was a huge driving force behind this.
Yeah.
Like, if there was any waning on any, he would be there, you know. But then it was also, we never did it to become rock stars. We never did it to become famous, or we never did it to become rich. We always did it because we wanted to make fucking music that we love. And, you know, at one point, we were just actually doing it for the fans too. Like, we were like ready to just like, okay, maybe we should throw in the towel. And then each time we played a gig, the fans would just be like, go ballistic, you know, and it just kind of kept us coming back. So I think it was like just...
Also, expectations weren't like crazy high, like in some of these bands that start out and they want to play Opi in their first year, that type of thing. We were just like, oh, we're cool with playing like a rough tour and sleeping on the floor, that kind of thing. And just that's when you look at it like that way, then it's becomes more positive and it grows more naturally, you know.
We roughed it hard, eh? We've roughed it really hard.
I mean, the Europe tours are freezing, staying outside and we on the floor.
We stayed in squats in Germany and Switzerland and Austria, like proper squats, like it was epic, you know, like. We slept in
on the stage, the beer-drenched stage that we played on.
Yeah, we pulled out the merch, t-shirts, put them on the floor and slept on t-shirts and then sold them the next night. You know, it's just like it was Yeah, we
when we
roughed
slept
it.
at the truck stop in the van.
Because we couldn't stay at the squat.
Because
it was just
shat on
it was
George's
just so it was just so mank that not even we could sleep there, and that's saying a lot.
That's saying a lot, yeah. So we slept at the truck stop. And there's been,
Deportation.
Hang on. Deportations.
No, but you know, it's those experiences, and that's why we did it, because there was just, you know, there was like a whole thing, like we don't really have any rules as humans, you know, like there's no like, it's just like, let's see what we can do, you know, whether it's during a gig or after the gig at the party, or just like being savages together, you know. There was just like no rules, and I think it was just like those kind of situations that were also part of the driving force, like going to a gay bar and like pretending to be totally gay and like having the most epic night ever, like myself and George as a gay couple, you know, getting involved in like this like scene, you know, and like just, you know, going naked on stage, like just shit like that, you know. It's those kind of like experiences that just make you go, let's do some more. Let's
just push
get
the
involved
envelope as
you
much
know?
as you can, and then eventually, like it goes beyond what you think it ever go. And yeah.
Now, listen, it's so clear as a band, as a brotherhood, George can't be replaced, and you guys would never want to replace George. And I could probably be as bold to say he will be up there on stage with every single performance that you do in the future. But looking at the future of the Hogs now moving forwards, I mean, what's in store for you guys with regards to vocalists, with regards to
so this is, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but we're doing this show, and then we're doing like a big tribute show at Daisy's, like a whole lot of people, and we're gonna just do that, and then we're probably going to do it like a tribute show once a year, but we don't I mean, as far as I understand, we're not going to move forward as the Hogs without George.
No. Hog Hoggidy Hog was, I mean, George was like the lifeblood that kept us together, you know, and to carry on would be to really shit on something, you know.
No,
like,
it's just not. It's just a resounding like kind of thing that we can't do that. It's just, it doesn't feel good.
No.
And you know, maybe some of the guys in the band will start a new band and do other things. It's not.
We always play music.
We always play music as individuals and stuff, and maybe the three guys will get together and do some like Mr. Bungle shit, or maybe we'll, I don't know what the future holds, but we definitely know that
we're releasing a documentary though, and you know,
and
more
possibly a best of,
which we'll probably release at the same time, and the best of will really just be to you know, just to package all of our best music into one thing. For anyone who hasn't really discovered the Hogs and, you know, stumbles upon this thing, great, let them have it, you know. But we're not planning anything.
Yeah, it's like basically
Thank you, good night.
This gig and the Daisy's gig are going to be our like little.
I'll send off. You know,
so this is really it. I mean, I would like to see. I would like to see there being like a tribute to George maybe once a year, like through the music of the Hogs. But we'll chat about that.
We don't even have to play it.
We haven't decided. Exactly. So,
but you know, we're just closing the book. You know, like writing the last chapter. It's been a really good road. You know, it's been incredible.
I think that's probably a good place to end it. Just to hear you say, obviously, a testament to a legend, to show that kind of George and the Hogs are synonymously one and the same thing.
Yeah. Look at that face.
I think
our feeless leader, man. We can't go on without him.
Head of the table, guys. You know what?
Feels weird.
I think that
cheers
to 20 years of Hog Hoggidy Hog awesomeness, and to the legacy of a legend, to George Bacon. Guys, thank you so much from SA Music and everyone else out there, guys.
Cheers. Thank you.
Cheers.
No bad sex for you, eh?
Guys.
I'm searching for the